So let's just see how we can traverse one singly linked list. So previously we have created this linked list. So this is the linked list that we have created. It consists of 3 nodes with the data points 100, 200 and 300. So let's just see how we can traverse this linked list. So traversing means visiting each node in the list one by one. So we're gonna start from this head node and then we're gonna visit all the nodes in the list until we reach the last node, which has the link as null. So here we can perform 2 things. First of all, we can count the number of nodes in the list, or secondly we can print all the data in that list. So first of all, let's just see how we can perform the count, how many nodes in the linked list. So here you can see we have the previous code where we have created one singly linked list which contains the data 100, 200 and 300. So it has total of 3 nodes. So let's now create one function which will count the number of nodes in the linked list. So here we're gonna define the function count nodes, and the function will take the struct node type pointer. So we're gonna pass the head pointer. Now first of all, we're gonna initialize the count variable to 0. Now very importantly, we have to check if the head is null or not. So if the head is null, that means list is empty and we're gonna return 0. Otherwise, if the head is not empty, now we can traverse the list. That means we're gonna start from this head and we're gonna follow all the links until the link has become null. So for this we're gonna create one temporary pointer. So struct node pointer temp, and this will point to the head because we're gonna start from the head node. So here we're gonna run this while loop as long as the temporary pointer not equal null, and here inside we're gonna increase the count value in each iteration, and also we're gonna move the temporary pointer to temp arrow link. So in each iteration we're gonna increase the count, and also we're gonna move our temporary pointer to the next node, and at the end of this while loop we can return the count of nodes that we have in our linked list. So here we have created one temporary pointer which was initially pointing to this head, and then we're just shifted this temporary pointer. So we're using the while loop and we're shifting in each iteration to the next node until we find this null. So when the temporary pointer null, that means that is the end of our list, and in each iteration we have counted the nodes. So at the end of this while loop we're gonna have count of all the nodes in our list. So here let's now call our function count nodes, and we're gonna pass the head pointer and we're gonna print the count, and let's now run this. So here we're getting the output count as 0, and that is because here we have to check if the head is equal to null or not. So let's now run this. So here we're getting the count as 3. So because here we have 3 nodes, so this is the node 1, this is the second node, and this is the third node. So this way we can count the number of nodes that are in a linked list. So let's now see how we can print all the data in our linked list. So that is very similar to this previous function. So instead of counting the number of nodes, we just have to print those data. So here we're gonna create one function which will print the data of all the nodes in the linked list. So this will be similar to this previous function, so we're just gonna copy paste. So we're gonna call this print nodes. So here we do not need any count because we're gonna print those data. So importantly, we have to check if the head is null or not. If the list is empty, then we're just gonna simply return. So the return type of the function will be void because we are not returning anything, we're just gonna print the data. Now we're gonna use this temporary pointer and we're gonna traverse the whole list until the temporary pointer becomes null. So instead of counting, we're gonna print those data. So we're gonna use the temporary pointer arrow data to access the data of each node. So this function will traverse through the list and it will print the data of all the nodes. So now here we have to call that function. So we're gonna call the function print nodes. Now here inside we have to pass the head node, and let's now run this. So you can see this is the way we can print all the data in our linked list. So here also to print the data we have used one temporary pointer which was initially pointing to the head node. So we have used that pointer and we have traversed throughout the list and we have printed all the data of individual nodes until we have reached where the temporary pointer has become null. That means that was the end of our list. So this way we can traverse the singly linked list and we can count the number of nodes, and also we can print the data of all the individual nodes. So hope you understand the concept. See you in the next one. Take care.